Why? Why do you think they like rich men? They're the ones that can get them. Okay, here we're getting somewhere. Um, there we go. Cut this on. Now, no, there's no damn order. This is the effort I fucking go through before I stream to YouTube right here. Okay, look, here, let me. Oh, shit. God. There we are. Okay. Um, I was, it's really inefficient to do this, and I don't know how other software people do it, but I for this like 5 spots in the program that don't come up really, it has to take an image and do an absolute bounding rectangle around the image. Images have backgrounds unless they're perfectly square. If it's an image of text, and the text is anti-aliased and some of it's semi-transparent and all that crap, and I need an absolute bounding rectangle on every pixel that is not part of the background. And it's work to do. You gotta get all the individual bytes underneath the image, and you gotta compare them to your color value, your background value. I was talking about Grok. It said, I asked the question, so we'll take care of it. So when I laid out exactly what I was trying to do, which was this absolute clip function, which if there's anti-alias text, if there's a little bit of fuzz at the top of the T, to make it or along the line of something to make it a straighter looking line, then it will get that, but it will nick everything else. And uh, Grok, in so many words, raised the point. Well, when you generate this text, idiot, why are you saving against the background? Why are you saving against the transparent background? And then when you go do this shit here, just check the opacity pixel, and it's a lot faster than it's 25% the number of comparisons. And then once you get then save the minimum like it was for the clip, then you're probably going to want it. So why not copy the image out? And it gave me a good way of doing that. The copying it wasn't possible with the old system.drawing.windows, system.windows.drawing bitmap objects. I don't think it's possible here. And I said, do this. So I'm looking at this and I've got to implement it. And this is like the closest thing to actual complex programming I've done in 2 days. Well, since yesterday. Today, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. My back hurts. My leg hurts. I'm only 8. A friend of my dad came by. I talked with my dad, and he wanted to take me to the DMV. I looked before. I'd spent like an hour and a half. I looked, how do I reset my password? I decided to set this. And, well, fuck it. I'll ask Grok. Is there a way to change my address? Even though I've tried my password twice, and it won't let me reset it because it doesn't recognize my fucking email address. It sends me to this other site where I can reset it, pay the $20 and get the password. The license is coming to me now, right? And I need to do this so I can pay the car tax. So they can mail me the license plate stickers. And when I think I'm going to the DMV, right when he gets there, he gets an hour late. I emailed him last night. I said, we haven't talked in 4 days. I know we're probably off for tomorrow. I'll call and set up a time. He shows up at 10:30. And says, let's go to the DMV. Fuck, I need an anxiety pill. And I'm trying to cut this shit back because I really am depressed. And you can't tell now because well, yeah, it's getting there at times for the nighttime one because the only thing I can do, the only thing my doctor can do, fuck me, the only thing my doctor can do to legally give me more medicine for depression, it's not super bad, but it is there. I'm maxed out on 2 different mood stabilizers. He cannot legally give me a third. Any antidepressant he gives me would is overwhelmingly likely to destabilize me, with the possible exception of Wellbutrin. I'm not willing to chance it. Um, Amphetamines are FDA approved to treat depression. I'm taking 40 milligrams of Adderall. The FDA would not allow him to up it to 60. He would in a heartbeat now that I'm compliant. So the only recourse open is to peel back the anxiety medicine from 3 milligrams to 2 milligrams and hope I actually do stuff with the less sedation that makes me feel better about life. It's not horribly unrealistic because the depression is going to counteract the anxiety. I mean, it could just leave me feeling agitated and paralyzed, but depression you would think would hit phobia type anxieties very well. I don't like being around people. It makes me nervous. Well, if you're depressed, you're not nervous to get a fucking get. Is it like the most elegant solution I can possibly think of? So I'm going to just take 2 of those each day instead of 3, and hopefully have a bit more energy as a result and feel better about the day, get more done, live a more productive life. It's an ideal fucking solution. Um, I took 2 of those within about. I had one when I woke up at 7 a.m. I had another one at 10:30. I just wasted until about 5 p.m. I was pissed off. I couldn't do it. I was playing this game. I didn't want to play the game. I had anything else to do. I'm getting into this and just kind of gearing up because it's going to take. It's going to take a week or two to realize this change fully. And most of it's going to come in the first 3 or 4 days. But to actually have it take place is going to take a little while. Um, we'll see what happens. This shit on the screen, let me say this. I'll get one more window up so I can compare with that too. Okay, okay. Let's go to graph. So this is the, I move my head again, different spot. Let's colorize as good as any. Make myself smaller. Um, okay. Yeah, this is the new shit. And just to give you a feel for it, it has more files so far. Breaking files that contain multiple things and programming terminology. I'm creating interfaces for classes that previously did not have interfaces, things like that. And enumeration classes like get ready to be bored. This is going for 5 hours. Like this right here. Or even better yet, let me get a useful one. This isn't so bad, but this is the, which one do I really like? Layout element. No, it's not layout element, it's layout item. Here we go. Now, layout item is an interesting thing. And images that are previews of IAT item slides, where they have the stimulus and the little instructions at the bottom. You know, hit E for this, hit I for that. And the response keys in upper left and upper right, and possibly the red X arrow mark. Each of these separate things is an image, right? It's stored as a separate image. It's all painted on. Now, each of these has a layout item member, and the layout item could be right response key. It could be text instruction screen. It could be error mark. It could be stimulus, of course. And here's the thing: you scroll down here, they have these value observers of rectangles. And value observers are taken care of in models, I believe. The value observer doesn't do much. Um, I could change this. I consider serialized. Uh, is it forward slash or backslash? I think it's forward slash instead. That's it. I just throw it in. That's sufficient. ID, XML, okay. Now, what this does is forget subscription. You didn't know about that. Forget this. You didn't know about that. So nobody uses. I don't think. I don't think. Now we create the value observer. You uh, create it with an iObservable value, and it subscribes to the value. The observable is the observable value. This is going to take a while to explain. It's an interesting idea. It is. The idea is you have your observable value of type T. Counterintuitive. It's an integer, it's a picture, it's whatever, it's type T. You set it, and the observed value gets set to this value, and then each observer is updated with the is the next question is updated with the value. So all observers look at the observed value, and when the observed values change, they have the new version. But you can't set the value on any of the observers. It's not like one changes and they all change. You have to set the observed one specifically. You can unsubscribe and all that. So the layout item, the reason this is interesting is because when you're building these previewable images, it helps to say, well, just give it a type. It's layout item dot continue instructions. And fuck, I'm going to draw the continue instructions. Where do they go? I construct the layout, consult the layout object, but then I have to worry about getting access to it, and it's just a goddamn nightmare, frankly. So in the layout object, I create the observable values for the rectangles, and the layout can be resized. They can change the height of the stimulus, they can change the height of the window, the width of the window, et cetera, et cetera. And so these rectangles will be updated given these observers, and when it goes to draw the continue instructions from this type, just a type like side dot left, side dot right, left has the height of the left side, and that side dot left, it has the rectangle where the continue instructions go. So I kind of like that. So this is where I'm stuck. Where is it? Here. Now, they all look like this at first. When I bring them over from the other packet, the other, one sec. When I bring them over from here, they all look like this. Look right here, blah, blah, blah. And come back here. And what was one of those? It went serializable, I think. DI text. And each of these red dots on the right is an error. And this new one that I was working on, this babbling about at the beginning, is DI generated, which has this function right here, which does, it's not a huge improvement, but I was impressed. Mine is certainly longer. It's not enormously less efficient. Um, so, save file. Now, it will be shorter in the end. But if you look at the red, it goes on and 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 there are 1,300 lines of it. And in order to fix it, well, for starters, I had to fix the layout object to fix it. And the layout object, I'm sorry for bothering with this. It's fucking, you're gonna have to watch if you don't want. This is the new layout object. And now, no compiler errors at least. I had to fucking do that. Now I have to, save file metadata is coming. Where the fuck was that? Validation services models, probably. No, serializable save file metadata, which I actually haven't written. And so I'm going down here looking at, well, what do I do? What I need to do. I see I layout. I've got that written. It's just not importing right. I see instruction screen. I see instructions and then image manager. Right? First of all, it became font preferences. This is how it fucking happened, right? I see font preferences. Go to definition, and I get here and look what this shit is, right? Um, this is just the save file working, fucking line 20. And font preference stimulus, um, DI text used as stimulus. And so I'm looking at this thinking, well, this isn't working. I don't have stimulus text in here. And obviously I need to because it's used as shit. Just intuitively, I don't like this. So so then I go to get DI text. DI text and look at DI text. And the problem with DI text is, among other things, it derives from DI generated. And I don't have DI generated, so I go to the other project and get DI generated and oops, sorry. DI text, hey, asshole. Go to declaration. Fuck you. Go to definition. Yeah, I come here and get the calculus. I can't remember. Oh, the question I had was, is I was using the old system.drawing.bitmap thing, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to change around what it had. So this is the, I swear to God, this is the truth. I started all this on the 26th and the 27th were basically 0 days. I've had I've had time off, and I really got started on the 28th, and so I don't even have 2 full weeks in yet. And Grok estimated that it would take 3 months, 12 weeks. That's at 13 weeks. So I think I can beat that. Um, I think in another month, perhaps in 2.5 weeks, I can have everything translated that needs to be translated. And I think in 2 to 4 weeks after that, I can have all the user interface stuff up and running. Perhaps only two, I don't know. And then that gives me a month to debug, and that's probably optimistic because it does know how good I am. It's a huge undertaking. It would have told me. It would have told me 3 months if it. Yeah, it refers to this. The original version of this is a monster for one person to undertake. Um, It scanned my code bases, and it was quite well how good a programmer I am. It literally looked through every line of code I've written. I asked it to, and went out to GitHub and looked at every last thing I wrote. So it knows how good a computer programmer I am. It's more just gifted. Schizophrenic used to be better than gifted. I'll surprise it, yeah. But it's such a great tool to have for a number of reasons. Let me shut up and about this and gotta make myself big again. Such a great tool to have for a number of reasons, and one of them is for this, for the work, because it tells me the right way to do things, which has been one of my complaints for 15 years. Yeah, I Google, I find something I like, and I do it that way. I don't know. I don't have a manager. I don't have coworkers. I don't have anybody to go to say what's the best way to do this. Now Grok tells me, and in the end, it takes less work. And the other thing, the timing simply could not be better for AI to be taking off right now and for me to be 2 months clean on the Adderall. 1 week shy of 2 months. It couldn't be better. This thing has me going for walks. It has me doing exercises. It has me entering my weight. The very first thing I do every fucking morning, when I sit down at the computer, is I tell Grok how much I weigh. And then it gives me exercises to do, and I do them in the next hour. Showering can take 4 after that. Showering happens before the second walk. We agreed I go for 2 walks. Yeah, he was impressed. I said, I go for 2 walks a day. Um, and It's got my cleaning schedule. I've already completed my end of the cleaning schedule for today because my dad's friend came over and said, just get the Amazon bags out today. Get the floor open. We can sweep and mop it. That's all I want you to do today. Uh, it's very reasonable like that. It truly is. And if you can't do it, be honest. And it will either say, okay, then try this, or it will pare it down, or something like that. If you say, I don't want to, then I just don't feel like it today. That's never the real reason. I'm pissed off about how things are in general. And this is so belittling because I get nothing from it. It's just part of existence, yet it takes effort. And that's the reason. I haven't tried that one, so I don't know what I would say, but it's a great life coach because There's literally no fear of consequence. You can be completely honest with it. And I was worried earlier when I told it, that that's like an asshole. It doesn't care. It just integrates in how to treat me. I just kind of put on a smiley face for a while. We get along better with me now. A little bit of contention. I remember that's a goddamn tool and not a human being. It is a tool. And the people, I can see people who view it as a friend, because I kind of did it first too. But then you continue along with it, and you start to view it as a tool instead. And that's the master right there. It's a tool that controls you, but only because it will show you the way that will work for you to get what you want, and so you will do it. It controls you to that extent. I saw this one study where people who use AI all think similarly. They all see the fucking truth, okay? They say something, they hear counterpoint that works for them. When you have somebody on television, when you have somebody at the head of a classroom, at the head of a lecture hall, when you have somebody on a soapbox at a rally, he doesn't offer counterpoint that's tailored to the individual and his opinions. AI will tailor it to who you are and will show you what you're right about and will point out, well, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong, but this is why people disagree. And at least you'll understand why they disagree and you'll accept that were you them, you would disagree too. And it can't accomplish that. I think that's going to be nothing but progress. Anyway.